Welcome everybody, I am the Commissioner and I'm here with Ryan Williams, also known as Mr. Dig. And you are witnessing the very first ever National Equipment League event. Hyundai Construction Equipment is hosting us here at their beautiful customer center in Carnesville, Georgia. And you're gonna see some of the newest and best Hyundai equipment operated throughout the event here today. Thank you, Hyundai, for hosting us. And I think it's going to be a good. What are you looking the most forward to, Ryan?
You know, I just want to see who comes home with that belt. That thing looked awesome. And you've got a lineup here that is just, I mean, they're a talented group of guys. Yeah. I have no idea who's going to walk away with that thing today. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I have some preconceived notions. You on YouTube and at home might have some preconceived notions as to who might come out on top. But our competitors here today, you know them, you've watched them. And now they're going head to head. We've got Mike Simon, better known as Dirt Perfect. We've got the one and only Andrew Kamarada, Jeff Dodge of Dodge Racing and Ground to Glory. We've got Brian Furness, contractor, media star, equipment operator, competing here today. We've got Dumpster Dave. Each competitor will be competing in 4 events, and we're gonna score this Mario Kart style.
I like it.
So the first event, if you finish first, you get 5 points. Second, 4 points, and so on. We will take the total score at the end of 4 events and crown a champion.
Yeah.
So with the first event here, this is our most marathon event of the championship event. We're gonna have each operator start in the 480 excavator, and they're gonna load the articulated truck until the payload system in that truck hits 37 tons. When it hits 37 tons, the operator will jump out of the truck using safe 3 points of contact,
of course,
we hope. Jump out of the truck, excavator, hop into the truck, and then take the truck the entire circumference of the customer center here in Carnesville. We have a dedicated spot down here below in which they will dump the contents of that truck, and then they will park it back in the starting position. Once that truck comes to a stop, that's when time will stop, and that will be their official recorded time. Ryan, you've operated both of these machines, the excavator and the truck. What do you think guys are thinking as they're teeing up for this event?
You know, these guys are super competitive, each and every one of them. They all want to win. And you know, adding an audience to it, adding this competition, that's going to add a little bit of stress to it. But they just got to stay calm and be smooth operators today. I think that's going to be the key. Just keep that thing smooth, keep it going, stay focused. I'm excited to see who wins this thing, man.
And it's been fun to begin, but we're seeing competitive traits come out in each of these competitors as we tee up for these first events. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, let's do it to it. May the best man win.
May the best man win. Thank you for joining us here, and let's dig in. All right, operators, competitors, gather around. We're gonna draw spots to see who goes first. If you draw 1, you will be going first. If you draw 2, you'll be going second, and so on. Order for each successive event, we're gonna treat it like golf. It'll be honors. If you finish first in this event, you will go first in the next event, and so on. So this drawing is just for this round, and order will be determined in each successive event. Mike, you're standing closest to me. Pick a number, pal. Brian?
We open it now?
You can open them now. Dave?
I'm number 15.
Oh. You got number 1?
We have errors right off the bat. Number 5.
I got number 3.
Number 3?
You're supposed to draw your starting position, not your finishing.
2, 4. Who's got 1?
I give you $50 a trade.
Who's got 1?
I got 1.
Dave. All right, so Dumpster Dave's gonna go first. Jeff Dodge going second.
Right here's 3rd.
Brian Furness going 3rd. Andrew Kamarada 4th, and Mike Simon 5th.
All right, Dumpster Dave.
So we're down here at the staging area for the first event. We're so official that we have a green flag to get folks up and running. Our first competitor, we met him last year at Utility Expo for the first time, Dave Buchakian from Athens, New York. Dave runs a roll-off waste service.
Yeah, fellow trash man.
Fellow trash man, but he's been operating equipment all of his life.
Yep.
And we're gonna see a little bit of his talent here today.
Yeah, see, let him set the pace for the rest of these guys.
Let's see what Dave has to do.
All right.
Dave, are you ready, sir?
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Equipment League. Let's go! So Ryan, Dave Dumpster Dave from New York
Yep.
has the unenviable role of going here first, but he's not messing around.
He's not. He just jumped in there and got
He
a
got,
huge, a monster scoop. He lost a little bit of it right there, but that's what it's going to take. Is you got to make every scoop count.
Is he a ringer? He sat here and talked to us about he hasn't run a lot of these larger excavators, and he took as large of a scoop there as I would be proud to have.
He might have been sandbagging us.
I think he might
pun
have been
intended.
sandbagging us.
Keeping it nice and smooth. Those huge scoops are going to come into play for sure.
For sure. Now what's going to happen here for you watching at home, once he hits 37 tons, that amber light on the back of the truck is going to light up, and Ray, our spotter in the truck, is going to honk the horn to let him know that it's time for him to get out of the excavator and take the truck on our course.
And I tell you what, he's got to be thankful for right now, Bill, is that huge counterweight on the back of that
Huge
480,
counterweight.
because he is taking some monster bites out of this hill, man. And this clay is heavy.
It's heavy. It's what I like to call hogging dirt.
He's hogging it, man.
And Dave's not messing around.
But yeah, definitely don't envy him having the draw on the #1 spot, man. Everybody watching, I'm nervous for him, but he's killing it right now.
There we go. You're full. This transition is going to be one of the most interesting things to watch, Ryan, because it's the transition where guys are going to be coming down the hill, getting into the truck. We've got Ray serving as a spotter inside the truck. He completed that portion in under 2 minutes.
Wow, that's impressive.
Under 2 minutes, he's getting into the truck and off he goes. That's the Hyundai HA45.
And she's a big girl, but she'll move on out, man.
She's a big girl. In practice rounds here this morning, we saw a lot of this Georgia red dust kicking up. And that's a good day when you're out here and you see a good cloud of dust following a machine like that.
You got a good dust trail, and he's got a good little ways to go before he makes it back around here. But the cool thing is, you're not only testing the skills of the operation, you got to be a little physically fit too to get on out of that excavator, jump in that truck, and you got to hustle.
Some of the guys said, "Are you going to make us climb the hill as part of the event?" I said, "No, we didn't do a cardio test before this event." Let's move on over here, and we'll see if we can see Mr. Dave coming down the hill. So Dave filled that truck in under 2 minutes.
That was really impressive, but he had every scoop was absolutely massive.
I think there was a little bit of sandbagging going on there.
I think so too.
You lull your competition into a sense of comfort.
Yep, and trick them, and then you get in there and just kill it like Dave did. Here he comes.
Here he comes. He's coming down that hill with confidence. We're going to get everybody out of the way here. And then what Dave's going to do now is Dave's going to back it up into that designated dump area.
We're gonna have to wait for the dust to settle a little bit just so he can see to back up. But we got a nice little breeze today, but he did that lap fast, Bill.
We said we're gonna film this as a sporting event. The dust here in Carnesville, Georgia this morning might make that a bit of a challenge. Dave not messing around though. He's heading back. He's into the designated area.
He's hitting the gap. He's in there, so he's just gonna have to give it the throttle, lift that bed up, dump that load, go park, and we'll stop that clock.
That HA45, that's a pretty truck. If you've watched any of Let's Dig 18's videos, he's used this truck pretty extensively on a big project of his this fall.
Oh yeah, he moved a tremendous amount of dirt.
Now all Dave has to do now is go back and get into position and line up where he started.
What do we got, Bill?
437.
437.
437.
I think that's pretty daggum strong. Dave, nice job, man. That was awesome. You were sandbagging us.
Jessica, why don't you chat with Dave after his run there?
Thanks, Phil. Dave, those were some huge buckets and you were hauling ass. How are you feeling through it? feeling good, but I haven't seen another 4, so we'll see what happens.
I think you gave them a good run for their money. They've got a lot to stand up to. You did an awesome job. You should be super proud.
All right, cool.
All right, we're on to our next competitor, Mr. Jeff Dodge. Time to beat of just over 4:37. Now, our second competitor is no stranger to timed, well, not timed competition. He's usually trying to beat the other guy head to head. Jeff Dodge, famous for Jeff Dodge Racing out of Brownsburg, Indiana. Jeff also runs a YouTube channel, Ground to Glory. He champions the skilled trades, learning and growing careers in the skilled trades, and he's going to show us a little bit of what he can do here today.
He's used to racing, but he's going to have to turn it up to match Dumpster Dave or hopefully beat him. We'll see.
Let's see what Jeff's got.
All right.
All right, Jeff. Here we go.
All right, let's see what Jeff's got. He's going for a closer scoop to the truck. That's pretty smart,
Closer
Bill.
scoop to the truck, and he seems to be heaping it just like Dumpster Dave did.
Yep, massive buckets, but going closer to the truck's going to cut down on the time for sure. That's a smart move.
That's what folks in the industry call cycle time. He's
Yep.
creating a shorter cycle time, which is completely within the rules of the competition.
Absolutely, but man, I tell you what, that 480, the bucket on that thing. Look at the size of these scoops, man.
You mentioned the counterweight earlier. It is, it's not phased by any of that.
No.
Jeff creating really short cycles by digging closer to the truck. Again, totally within the rules and the spirit of the competition. He almost nicked
he's
the
got to
corner
be
of that
careful
truck.
though. Almost hit that pretty truck.
There were side bets as to who were going to be our bed bangers here in episode 1. And
That was a close one.
Jeff almost won that title here. I don't know if there was an actual side bet on that or not.
Look at that scoop, Bill.
Jeff,
Golly, he's got a mountain.
I almost just dropped the National Equipment League's first F-bomb. He's not messing around.
He is not messing around at all. He's all business, but that's going to sure enough help his time with those short strokes like that.
I would have thought he would have been close to capacity on that one. He's at 121 right now.
Okay.
Let's see where this one
this
gets
scoop
him.
might do it. Nope, it's going to take at least one more. I don't see the amber
you're
light.
good,
There
you're
it
good,
goes. He
you're
got
good.
it. I thought that last bucket was going to do it because those were massive. Now he's got to get that machine spun around quick.
Well, you know, it takes that payload system just a second as the dirt's settling in there, and he must have just got to 37 tons. He's down that hill
He is
fast.
running.
He's on a similar pace to Dave Buchakian. He's under 2 minutes. He's in the truck.
Got to unlock that park brake and give her the
There
throttle.
we go. We see this is the part that Jeff should be the best in. He's a race car driver at heart.
He's familiar with that gas pedal.
He is, and we're at just about the 2 minute mark. He got those wheels moving, and he's heading up the hill now. As we saw with Dave, the trip up and around the property, it's a uphill climb as you get going. Then it plateaus out towards the top, and then you've got a good haul road experience coming down the hill with a full load as you come down towards the dump site.
Yeah, that downhill section, that's where the speed's coming into play.
It'll be interesting to see. There's an advantage as you go later. You know, other guys now saw Jeff employ that strategy of digging closer to the truck. We'll see if other contestants.
I'm sure they noticed it, but that was a good little time saver for him. And I tell you what, Bill, we better get out of this curve. When the race car driver comes around that thing, he's going to be hauling. I got a good feeling. Coming in hot.
He's not afraid of curves. And Jeff is cool under pressure.
And here he comes.
Here he comes. I see police action across the interstate. That's not anything to do with here.
Look at that dust trail.
Jeff is coming into the dump area hot. He's at 322 right now, 437. The time to beat as of right now.
And he's definitely got to let the dust settle a little bit just to see the cones. Got to get that load dumped out and haul butt back over to the starting point.
There's a backup camera in there, but a backup camera cannot see through dust. He's having to reposition here a little bit.
That's going to hurt.
That will hurt the time, but he's still in the zone of being competitive here.
Oh, he missed the reverse.
Get it in reverse.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Yeah, that camera's going to come in real handy, but looks like he's using mainly side mirrors, having a little trouble seeing the cones. You know, that's kind of nerve-wracking when you're backing up. You know,
I'm pretty good at parallel parking. I knew that if I had to back that thing up within a set of cones, I might be a little nervous too.
He's struggling just a little bit, but he's in the cones now.
He's within the zone there. He's gonna raise the bed now.
And there comes the throttle. He's gonna really need to nail that throttle, get this load dumped out quick.
That Hyundai's got no problem raising up a full payload like that.
She don't even know she's loaded.
And he's empty now, and he can go. Get her back in gear.
And this is gonna be another trick too, Bill, is lowering that bed down while you're in motion. Now you gotta be careful not to go too fast.
While still trying to, you wanna stay steady. You wanna get a little bit of speed.
Now he's gonna round that last curve, get her back in position, and let's see what comes of it.
459.
Okay.
459.
You're safe, Dave.
So after 2 rounds, we have Dave Buchacki still in first place with a time of 4:37.
Such an awesome run. What did you think?
It's not going to be very good because I kind of lost the cones in the dust coming down the hill, so I lined myself up improperly. So I'd expect some of these other guys will go pretty quick, but first time in an Arctic truck, so that was fun.
So up next, our third competitor of the morning. I've known Brian. This is Brian Furness. You might know him from a couple of different places. Brian hosts the Diesel and Iron YouTube channel. He hosts The Dirt, which is a series of videos hosted by Equipment World magazine.
Right.
And of course, like many here, Brian also runs his own dirt business back in Michigan.
Yeah.
So he's certainly a competitor here that'll put these times to the test.
Yeah.
And we'll see what your thoughts so far, Ryan.
Man, this is so much fun, you know. I tell you what, just the level of competitors that you got here is just insane. So I'm excited to see what Brian can do. He's already got some good times set. Let's see what he can do.
I think Brian's going to give it a run for its money.
All right, let's go.
All right, here we go. Ryan, let's go!
He's using the same tactic, Bill, going close to that truck.
Again, the guys that go later are going to get the benefit of seeing what the other guys did right.
Brian's going after it too, man. Massive scoops again. You know, the good thing about this clay is it will hold together. As long as they keep that bucket upright, they can really add some weight to the truck quick.
They sure can, they sure can. Brian looking majestic as all heck with that American flag waving behind him.
Nice little breeze. He's going strong, man. He's doing really good so far.
I think we're all grateful for this little breeze that has graced us here.
You ain't kidding. Another massive scoop. I believe that's bucket number 4. Oh, lost a little bit over the tailgate there. That's
so
good.
There's the downside of being too aggressive. He lost a little bit of his payload there.
He did.
He is just within inches of that truck bed.
This one might do
I
it
think
here,
this'll
Bill.
do it.
This might do it. That's a
Look
good
at
one.
that.
If he can keep it all in the bucket. Oh, he lost some over the side. Got it. All right.
You know, it's funny that was, and Brian is at a faster split here than the other guys. He's at 1:30, and he's hopping up into that truck.
He is running.
As long as there's no snafu here, Brian will be in the truck and running sooner than anyone else, and he is. He's got tires moving at about 140. Brian splits.
He's moving. He's at a really good pace, Bill.
Brian's not messing around.
Nope. He came here for that belt, man.
He sure did. You know, it's funny, as we were doing the setup for this, he was the most concerned. He said, do they have to be pretty buckets or can they be sloppy buckets?
Right.
And we ended up with a few sloppy buckets there. You saw what happened as some dirt spilled out the back as he was swinging back. But
and that could come into factor because every pound counts, you know, with the scale system in that Hyundai truck.
Every pound.
That could have hurt.
Every pound counts. Every swing counts as we work to turn heavy equipment operation into a competitive sport here with the National Equipment League. Brian's making his way down around the course now.
I can see the dust trail kicking up in the distance.
It has
should
not rained in a few days here in good old Carnesville, Georgia.
And it is hot.
It is hot. Did not bring a change of clothes. Here Brian's coming around, 252. Look at that speed.
You better stay out of this guy's way.
Brian Furness came to win.
Now let's see how he does with the dust cloud.
Look at that, even in the dust, he confidently backed in between the cones.
Got that bed going up.
He's got that bed going up. He is ahead of pace right now.
This is impressive. He can get that load dumped out.
It looks like we're gonna have a new speed to beat, barring something strange and catastrophic here in the last paces.
Brian is not playing around at all.
Brian brings that in, brings that truck to a stop. 3:51, the new time to beat. Brian Furness, 3:51, the new time to beat. Jess, why don't you go see what Brian has to say about that record-setting run?
What do you think, Brian?
That was a good time. My biggest downfall was that one scoop, that big old bucket just takes a while to empty out, so half of it went out. That cost me. But overall, feeling pretty good about it.
Are you excited for me to tell you that you are now the time to beat?
Did it right.
Yeah, right? Good job.
Thank you.
All right, our next competitor here, the man who needs no introduction, Mr. Andrew Kamarada, coming to us from New York. Andrew, known for many things and being one of the most subscribed guys on YouTube. Andrew's here for that belt. What was funny is that before the competition started today, he wouldn't even touch the belt. He said, I'm not touching that thing unless I win it.
Unless he wins it. Well, he's no stranger to heavy equipment, so this should be interesting.
He's not. Let's see how Andrew does. We have a new time to beat at 3:51, held by Brian Furness. Andrew Kamarada, start your engines, go!
Bill, you can see Andrew going with the same plan as the other guys, taking those short cycle strokes, keeping the loading zone close to the truck.
The same plan as the other guys, except Andrew. You'll notice that GoPro on top of the Hyundai is not standard operating equipment. Andrew believes in getting as much coverage as he can. Andrew set a few of his own cameras up in spots, and this is a good reminder that in addition to obviously the official broadcast here from the National Equipment League, each of these guys will be kind of filming and sharing their own perspective on their channels.
That'll be interesting to see, you know, the view from each guy's channel and what comes out of it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He looks to be swinging just a little bit slower.
You know, I gotta be honest with you, this is more of a conservative run than I was expecting from Andrew Kamarada, but he has a heaping bucket there. Massive bucket there.
That'll save him some time. He might only need one more, judging by how heaped up that is in the back of that 45, Bill.
Boy, I think one more will do it. The way that's heaped there, I was almost expecting maybe that might trigger it. Again, contestants here are going to 37 tons. Now that, he runs the risk there.
And lost some over the side. And that last scoop was just a little bit light.
A little bit light. And
this one should do it.
You'll notice he didn't get there. This one will more than do it.
This is a massive bucket. This is definitely going to set off the light.
Andrew,
there it goes. Now he's got to set that bucket down, jump off the excavator, and get in that truck as quickly as possible.
Andrew making his way to the truck. He's at under 2 minutes, so just like Brian Furness before him, he's at an under 2 minute mark before he gets the truck rolling. And we've got tires moving at 2:03, so
he's on pace.
He's a little bit behind Brian's pace, and we're gonna see what he does now. Now, I anticipated that if you've watched his YouTube channel, you know that Andrew likes to drive, and he likes to drive things fast. If anyone could make up any time,
it should be this
guy. It would be Andrew right now as he makes his way around the course in the HA45. articulated haul truck. Time currently running at about 2:33.
And judging by that dust cloud, this is where he's looking to make up that time.
Yeah, Andrew's not shy, man.
No,
he's gonna.
he's got the pedal to the metal.
He's gonna give it all he can give it. He wants that belt. He knows he's gonna be in competition here with the top participants.
Now, he should be rounding this curve any second.
The cloud cover that had given us a little bit of relief is gone. We are back in full hot Georgia sunlight. Here comes
And
Andrew.
I hear him coming around
ribbon
the
down.
curve.
He's at the 312 mark. This man has driven an articulated truck before. Clearly, he's being aggressive coming down that hill.
If he can get it in between the cones, this should help him make up a lot of time.
He's confident in his cone placement.
Oh, and we haven't seen that yet, but he was raising the bed on the way back up, so that
Again,
should shave off a few seconds.
Experienced operator, experienced driver. He's not gonna beat Brian Furness though. He's at a time of 3:48, 3:49. Time to beat 3:51, which we just passed. So Andrew could still jockey into the second position here. Andrew picking up some speed. He's got to start lowering that bed.
Got to get that bed down. That will shave off a little bit of time while he's moving lower into the bed. Got to get back to the starting point and get her shut down.
Andrew brings it back in at the beginning here and stop. 4:15. Andrew Kamarada
not bad.
finds himself in the second position slot with a time of 4:15.
Andrew, congrats. You're in second place here.
Place,
How
that's
did it
good.
go?
That was fun. It was interesting.
You did a great job. Great job. What was your favorite part?
Oh, thank you. Loading the truck. I mean, all the equipment's real nice, and the AC out of this heat.
Oh, for sure. You had a real nice dump over there too, right in the
yeah,
lines. Good
yeah, that
job.
went well. Thank you very much.
Good job.
Thanks, Jess. Good run, Andrew. All right, we are on to our fifth and final competitor, Mike Simon, better known as Dirt Perfect. Ryan, what do you think Mike's strengths in a competition like this are?
Well, the dude does not like to lose.
He doesn't?
So he's
Yeah.
going to give it all it's got. I'm sure of that. This should be interesting.
He's what we would call mean. He's got a Southern Indiana meanness to him when it comes to time to competition. Otherwise, the nicest man you'll ever meet.
Yep.
But I think he's going to give our times here a run for their money.
I think
Time
so,
to
too.
beat right now is 3:51. 3:51. And we're going to say, Mike, Mr. Dirt Perfect, start your engines!
And he's off wide open. Let's see how big a scoops he can get.
So Mike is going to be fast. He's going to be aggressive. And
He's starting out with a monster scoop.
He's going for those big scoops.
Yep.
He's going to try to hit that weight at the fewest passes of any competitor, I have no doubt.
Yep.
And if there's one guy that could do it, it might be Mike Simon.
And Bill, this is where that smoothness is gonna pay off that we were talking about earlier. Just to not spill any dirt out of that bucket, get every pound that he can get into that truck.
Another good, that's his third pass, I believe. Third pass.
I believe that's the third scoop.
Mike going strong here.
Staying close to the truck.
We'll see how big he gets with this one.
He's really piling that
Boy.
one up. Oh, he's close to that
We
truck.
still haven't had a bed banger yet.
Not yet.
It's gonna, I think he's gonna need one more heap and scoop. He's probably a little angry at himself that one didn't trigger the payload.
Yep, he reached out a little bit far on that last scoop too. That's gonna cost a couple of seconds.
It's easy for us to say this sitting down here.
Sure. We're armchair quarterbacks right now.
Oh, see now
it needs a little bit.
Now he's playing the game. He should have put no doubt into it. He should have gone.
He should have gone full bore with that. Oh no, it's gonna take one more. I think what, okay, he got it, he got it.
So all right, so a little bit of, again, human beings that we've known for a while here, Ryan, not known to be conservative, taking a little bit of a conservative approach on some of these swings.
You know what I think he's thinking, Bill, is less payload, faster time around the back of the track.
That could very well be. That could very well be. Time to beat 3:51. He is often moving at a similar time in the split here as Brian Furness was. and we'll see how Mike takes this course here now.
Yep, this is what's going to tell the tale, is how fast he can get around this property, get back down here and get this thing dumped out.
You know, while there is this is the first ever National Equipment League event, there actually is another Hyundai championship belt that exists. Mike won our Utility Expo competition back in October, and in the UFC they would call a guy with 2 belts a champ. I don't think we can do that here yet. This is the first ever National Equipment League event, but I know Mike would like a second belt.
I'm sure he would.
To hang next to his Utility Expo belt. Current time, 2:35. Big old dust cloud coming around up top there. Mike is our final driver here of round 1.
He's going to have to keep that pedal down in order to compete with Brian. Brian really set a fast time.
Time to beat here, 3:51. Here he comes.
Here he comes.
Is not messing around.
He is moving.
But here's where Mike is going to make up time. Experienced operator lifting that bed.
As
he's
he's
at
backing
320.
up. As he's
got
backing up.
30 seconds to get into the spot and try to match Brian Furness's time.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be close. He's got 21 seconds to do it now.
He's moving
Let's
with
see
that
what Mike
bed up.
does.
The bed's coming down.
They do not have timers in the cab. I think if they did, Mike might have gotten a little more pep in his step there. I'm 65 years old. I just said pep in his step. But here it is. Mike Simon comes to a stop at 3:49, our new first place finisher.
3:49. 2 seconds.
2 seconds ahead of Brian Furness.
Is that the best one yet?
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Dirt Perfect, how did it go?
Went pretty good. We left some time on the table in a few places. I'm curious to see what the time it is, but I think it was a solid run.
I have the time. Do you want to know?
I do.
3:49.
That's first place, ain't
That
it?
is. Nice
We're off
job.
to a strong start.
Good job.
Thanks, Jess. Well, folks, there you have it, the completion of our first event of the National Equipment League, the Articulated Truck Loading and Course Challenge. After one round here, what are your first thoughts, Ryan?
Dude, this is so awesome that you guys have put this together. That was so exciting to watch. I felt like I was in the cab with those guys making that round. That was so cool.
And you won't see it necessarily in the Hyundai broadcast here, but definitely check out their channels.
Yeah.
The competitive banter between these guys as each competition is happening,
Oh, yeah.
it's a lot of fun to listen to, and we encourage you to check out their channels as well. Coming up next, Dozer Mini Excavator Challenge.
That's going to be awesome.
And as we go into it, your leaders after one round of competition. In first place, we have Mike Simon. In second place, Brian Furness. In third place, Andrew Kamarada. Fourth place, Dave Buchakian. And in fifth place, Jeff Dodge. Now this next competition, it's a little more compact, a little more confined.
Right.
A lot of opportunity here for guys to gain ground.
Yeah, and the nerves are out, I think, so this next one's going to be really cool.
Competition 1 done. A little bit of overcast, a little bit of breaking up the Georgia heat here. We're having a good time. We'll see you on the next episode of the National Equipment League, brought to you by Hyundai Construction Equipment.